The exercise files for today's course are located in the video description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello, and welcome to our Microsoft 365 Basics course. My name is Mo Jones, and I'll be your instructor today. And this course will show you how to get started with Microsoft 365. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is Microsoft 365? Well, in 2022, Microsoft changed the name of their flagship productivity suite from Office 365 to Microsoft 365. To ease you into this change, we'll be using the old and new names interchangeably for now. In this course, we'll cover some essential tools and techniques from Microsoft 365's top apps. This training is interactive, so get ready to pause the video and practice along the way. Let's get started.
Looking to support our channel and get a great deal? Become a member today to unlock ad-free videos. That's right, your favorite courses without a single ad. Interested in a specific video? Purchase one of our ad-free courses individually. Looking for even more? Gain access to exams, certificates, and exclusive content at LearnitAnytime.com. More information can be found in the video description below.
Let's take a look at our course overview for today. It's about collaboration and communication with Outlook and Teams, so we can be more efficient when managing your Outlook mailbox. We'll talk about attaching files in an email message. Then we'll transition over to Teams. We'll use call, video conferencing, and screen sharing features. And we'll go ahead and set up some collaborative teams and topic channels so that we can get some collaboration going on as well. So at this point, what I want you to do, go ahead and open up your web browser. And if you're using Microsoft Edge, the latest version, that's the preferred browser for Office Online. Go ahead and navigate to www.office.com, and I'll meet you there. We'll start off with Microsoft Outlook Online, and we'll learn how to be more efficient when managing our mailbox. And we'll talk about just conducting some email messages and attaching files as well. More specifically, we'll take a look at the essentials of Outlook, such as navigating the interface. We'll conduct a message. We'll add some recipients. To use the spell checker, we'll use various message formatting. We'll go ahead and attach files. After that, we'll learn how we can track messages, recall messages, and then we'll take a look at some organizational tools such as marking messages and organizing messages using the folder. We'll take a look at some of the calendar features such as scheduling the meetings and printing the calendars as well. So go back to your office.com homepage and I'll meet you there. So here I am back at my office.com homepage, and I'm going to go ahead and launch Outlook. I really like to use Outlook on the web. I just feel that it's a really nice experience and it looks very, very modern, and we always get the latest features as well. I'll go ahead and launch Outlook here. And so here is my inbox. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my settings here. So here we are. Here's Outlook. Looks really, really nice. And let's go ahead and see what we can do, how we can find or make our way around this interface here. So the first thing you'll notice is we have our app launcher window here, as always, for the rest of our applications. We have our apps that are showing up here on the left panel. Then we have our search box over here as well. And here is where we have all of our folders. So we have our favorites, we have our inbox, sent items, all the way down to groups as well. Over here, we actually have our messages. Right now, it's currently divided into two sections, focused and other, which has become very, very popular. And over here on the top right, we have some more options in our profile area that allows us to get some other things done as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at our search box first here. Okay, and so we can go ahead and we can search messages from people. Maybe I'll type VBA here. Okay, so you can search for messages, you can search for people, you can search for documents. So really, really nice feature here that we can use here as well. And let's see if I were to type Zoom here in the search box. Okay, so notice it doesn't give us those options as it does here. But we do have a drop down. If we click on the drop down here, we have some more advanced features that we can use to search. And this is very, very helpful because now if we were really intent on finding something, we can specify who it's from. We can specify the subject, the keywords. We can even select or search a date range as well. We can even search for attachments. So very, very nice feature here as well. That is our search box. So over here we have our navigation area. So here we're currently on our mail. So it's showing all of our mail. If we were to click on our calendar, this will pull up our calendar. And I'll go ahead and say not now. We have people and we get some nice little tips and help along the way here as we're navigating different parts of our Outlook Online, which is very, very useful, I think. And so here they're telling me I can change my calendar color. It's a new feature. I have my contacts here if I want to. I can go ahead and search for files if I want to search for files or any attachments. So these are all the attachments that have come through my inbox at some point or the other. And then we have some more advanced options over here. Here's our to-do list. We want to go ahead and take a look at that. So again, just loading here. Okay. And again, we're getting some more tips and some insights here on what's new and what's improved. Okay. So pretty cool. So we can always go through these tutorials if we want to. But for now, just want to go back here and I want to focus on my mail. So I'll go back. All right, so I'll go back to my mailbox here. Okay, so these are the navigation pane here. We took a look at some of these options here. And so here are our folders. I'll go back and turn on my settings here. Okay. And so here's our inbox, our sent items, any drafts that we may have. So these are our favorites. I can collapse my favorites if I want to and just focus on my inbox. Here's some junk mail, drafts, sent items. Notes is a really cool feature. I don't have any notes in here, but I like using the notes feature as well for my other account. This is my training account. I really like using it for my personal account here. Then we have our conversation history and things of that nature here as well. So I can either collapse all of my folders and just focus on my favorites if I want to. But in this case, I'll go ahead and open up my folders to keep things just uniform here. And if I open up my inbox, I can see all of my messages here. Over in the top right, we can meet now. So we can open up a meeting very, very quickly here. And we have some other options over here that we can use. Skype, OneNote. Here is my day. We'll take a look at this a little later. So go ahead and launch your Outlook. Go ahead and just take a look around. More importantly, go ahead and click on the different items here on your navigation pane and come right back. Let's jump right in. Let's go ahead and compose a message. So right here we have our new message icon. We can click on here and we'll go ahead and compose a new message here. And so notice it opens right here for me, right within the window. And that's perfectly fine. If I want to pop it out into a separate window, right here on the top right, I can click on this icon and this will pop it out into another window for me. But I'm pretty okay with the way it is right now. And again, I really like the interface here because one of the things that you'll notice is that we don't have a heavy ribbon tab here at the bottom. We have all the basics that we need to go ahead and conduct a message. So I'll go ahead and send a message here. Maybe I'll just say, Okay, so I'll just say mike@nomail.com. All right, so I can CC someone. So CC stands for carbon copy. And so the person will get a copy of the message, but they're not necessarily the primary recipient here. So I'll say Cindy at nomail. What's that? And then finally we have BCC, which stands for blind carbon copy. And so when you blind carbon copy someone, their email address is hidden from the rest of the recipients. So this is useful if you need to send out a mass message to a lot of people that maybe they don't really know each other and you want to protect their identity. So you'll use BCC. So maybe I'll say Joe at nomail.com. Okay, so there are a few parts to a message. So we have the recipients, we have the subject, and we have the body. So for here, I'll just say training. And I'll say please register for the upcoming session. Okay, so pretty basic here as well. So we have our recipients, we have our subject, and we have our body for our message here. Now, when you're writing messages, you want to keep things pretty concise, no more than 3 lines at a time, just as a rule of thumb. Because if you open your email and you see a really long message, you are less inclined to sit down and actually read it and pay attention to it. But if something is very short, concise, to the point, you can read it really quickly and either respond or be on your way. Okay, and so we can do a few things here. So let's talk about some different formatting that we can apply here. We've already added our recipients. We've already added our subject. And so maybe I'll go ahead and drop in a bulleted list here, or even a numerical list if I want to. All right, I can actually put in a table. I can insert a table in here if I want to. And so it's just a matter of deciding what I want to do. Of course, I can go ahead and add a picture as well. I think I'll keep it simple here. Maybe I will insert a small table. And I'll just do, maybe I'll have a name of the course and the date. And I'll put a few options here. Okay, so I have this 2x4 table. And I'll put the date here. I'll press tab. And I'll put the name of the course. And then right here, I can just put in a few dates, maybe 5/5. We'll go down 5/12. So we'll do every 7 days here. 19. And here, maybe I'll put Excel. And I'll put Word. Then I'll go ahead and put PowerPoint. Okay. So nice little table, easy to read, straight to the point here. Then if I want to, I can go ahead and add any other. Maybe I can drop in an image in here if I want to. I have various emojis that I can add here, which is what I really like about the web client. We really have access to all of these emojis, people, animals and nature, food and drink, travel and places, objects, symbols. So we have the entire gallery here, which is pretty cool. Okay, and so we have some autocomplete that's kind of helping us along the way here. If we make any kind of grammatical errors, it will help us out. I'm going to go ahead and pop this out actually. So I'll open in a new window. And here we go. Okay, so here we have it. Now, if we want to, we can send this message right away. We can attach, right? And so because we're online, we can browse this computer for a file. We can search a cloud location, or we can use some suggestions here as well. All right. So maybe I'll insert this this PowerPoint, this PDF here. I'll go ahead and attach that. Okay. So very nice option. You can attach it from various locations. You even have the option to upload and share as well. So very nice options there. Okay. So just moving right along here, I'll make some space after my table. And again, if I wanted to go ahead and insert a bulleted list, I can go ahead and do so. I have all of the font commands that we learned earlier in this course. They're all available here. As you can see, bold is Control B, italicize is Control I, and so we can add all these different types of formatting here as well. So to show the formatting options, I click on this A. If I click away from it, it gives me just my basic formatting here. So if you need some more tools, go ahead and click on the small icon right here, Advanced Formatting, and you'll get the entire list of options here that you can use. If you click on More Formatting Options on the end here, you have some that are maybe kind of hidden here. So we can remove formatting. If we applied some formatting that we don't like, we can use our little eraser here and remove it. And we can undo. So we can press Control Z to undo, or we can click on the icon here to undo something that we did here as well. So we're getting some help as we're kind of moving along this presentation here. Now our spell checker is kind of built in here. So if I make any typos along the way, we'll give you some corrections. So maybe I'll say, make sure to, let's see. Okay, so it recognizes any words that I type in correctly. And so I can go ahead and click here and it'll give me some options here. And I can say sign up instead, right? And so that gives us our options there for our spell checker. And we're good to go. If we want to, we can add a signature. If we click up here on the top, we have more options here. Notice how the draft is saving automatically for me. I can insert a signature here if I want to. I can go ahead and set the importance as high, normal, or low. And again, I have the accessibility checker. I can go ahead and use that as well. Right? Maybe I'll make the font a little bigger here. Maybe I'll make this 14 instead. And I'll italicize this and bold this because this is important here. Maybe I'll highlight it as well. Give it a yellow highlight. And from there, I can go ahead and send my message. I can send it right away, or I can decide to send it at a later time. So I can say send at a later time. Maybe it's the end of the day. I don't want to bother anyone after work. I can send it first thing in the morning. Okay, so I can do that. I'm going to go ahead and send that. So go ahead and open up a message and use the formatting tools. You can insert a picture, a table, but go ahead and play around with each of these individual tools here. You can drop in a list, a bulleted list, a numbered list, and come right back. Welcome back. Well, one of the biggest issues that we all face is keeping ourselves organized with our inbox. And before we know it, our inbox can kind of get out of control. And so we want to be able to implement some kind of controls here. One of the things that we can do is we can go ahead and use the folder structure right within our inbox here, and we can try to get ourselves organized here. So we can create a folder right just by clicking on a new folder here. So let's go ahead and set up a folder or two so that we can manage some of our messages. And we also have the filter option here as well. And so this will actually help us to really be able to kind of drill down to what we're looking for and manage. So let's talk about that here a little bit. I'll go ahead and click on my filter right here. And so notice I have two layers here. I can filter where I can see all of my messages. If I just want to see all of my unread messages, I can choose unread. Maybe I'll do that. And it shows me all of my unread messages here. I can go ahead and clear that filter if I want to. And if I click on that filter again, I can just say to me, and then we have flagged. We'll talk about flagging in just a moment here. If we're mentioned, if there's any mentions here, I don't think I have any mentions here. Okay. So this is a really big thing now. If you used the @ mention for someone, they'll get notified as well. So I'll go ahead and clear that. And so typically one of the biggest items is looking for unread mail, right? So you can always choose to show all of your unread mail. And then you can also choose the attachments option. This will show you all of the messages that you have that includes an attachment. So I'll go ahead and clear that. Now, once you've selected one of these filters, you have additional sort options here as well. So this is the second layer. So right now we're sorting by date. And then the third layer is the sort order. So we can sort newest on top or the oldest on top. We can sort from a particular person. We can sort by size. We can sort by importance. And we can also go ahead and sort by subject. I'll go ahead and click on importance here. So I want to see all of my mail and I want to go ahead and sort it by importance instead of date. So when I click here, it kind of looks through my, through my inbox here, and it tries to determine what's important to me and what is not. Okay. So right here, we have all the options here. So maybe I'll put the lowest on the top. Let's see what it does here. Not really moving things around here too much. Okay. So the filter is one way to just really get organized here as well. I'm going to reset my filter. I'll put that back to all. I want to sort by date. And I'll just make sure that it's sorted newest and top. Very good. All right, so we have different options here as well. So if you want to go ahead and pause the video at this point and take a look at some of the filtering options, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so what I want to do at this point, I want to go ahead and create a folder. So I'll click right here where it says create new folder. Right here. And maybe I'll call this my A folder, right? Or A1. So this signifies that, hey, my most important messages, I want them to appear in A1 right here. So now let's see what we can do with this folder here. If I click on A1, obviously I have nothing in there. Okay. I can add it to my favorites. In this case, it will show up here at the very top. I'll do that. Go ahead and add that to my favorites so it can show up here. And for the time being, I'll just go ahead and minimize my folders here so I can just keep things in view. I'll go back to my inbox here and I'll go ahead and take a look at one of my messages here. So here is a message from myself, right? And notice as I just mouse over, I have some options right here. So I can either delete the message, right? Have some options I can mark as read. I can go ahead and flag this message, right? Or I can keep this message at the top of my folder. Well, what's flagging all about? Let's go ahead and click on flag here. Okay. And so now this message is flagged. So flagging a message is kind of step one of just kind of labeling your important messages here. So I'll go ahead and maybe I will go ahead and flag this one here as well. Okay, so now I have those two that are flagged. And so now what that allows me to do, if I click on my filter, I can show all of my flagged messages. So these are messages, I put a flag on it because they're very important. I want to be able to come back to them a little later here as well. Okay. So that's what that's for. So now if I have them flagged, well, I can do some other things with them as well. So let's go ahead and we'll keep it simple here. I'll go ahead and open up this message. I seem to be getting a lot of messages from Mo Jones. So maybe I want to go ahead and take it a step further here. And maybe I can categorize this. So I can mark this message. I already marked it by flagging it. And now that I've called it into my flag filter, I can go ahead and add a category to it. So maybe this will be a red category to kind of symbolize that it's important. So it's another way that I can mark it here. So now it's a red category. So if I go back to my inbox, right? And if so currently I'm looking at my flagged mails. I can see I have this red category here as well. Okay, so I have my red category. I'll go back into that message. So I can flag it. I can add a category if I want to. We can also create a new category, or we can manage our current categories. So if you click on manage categories, we'll see this extensive list here, but Here we can go ahead and edit. For example, the red, I can go ahead and edit this, and I can give this another name. Maybe I can say urgent. And I can save this or like this and click on save. And there we go. Right? So just some different ways that we can go about getting ourselves organized here. So this is urgent. And at this point, remember that A1 folder that I created here? I can go ahead and make use of that. Also, notice how my urgent flag is showing up right here in my favorites. I did save it as a favorite, so it's showing up here. Okay. So I can do that, but I can also go ahead and take it a step further. And I can say move to. So I can go ahead and move this email. Now that I've flagged it, I can visually see it that it's important. I can say, hey, let me go ahead and move this to A1. So I can go ahead and move that to A1. Okay. So if I click on my A1 folder, here's my message that I flagged and that I marked as urgent. It's showing up in A1. And under my urgent category, I can see all of my messages here as well. So just different ways, just to review, we flagged the message first so that we can kind of filter and isolate it, take a look at all of our flagged messages. And once they were flagged, we can go in here and make some decisions in terms of what we want to do here. Now here's another one that I flagged. I don't have a category assigned to it yet. I'll go ahead and open this. And this time I'll take a look at the move to. Instead of moving it to A1, what if I want all messages from this person to go over here? Then I'll do that. I'll say move all messages from this person. Go ahead and move it to my A1 folder. And I'll go ahead and click OK. And just like that, it moved all of my messages from that particular sender into my A1 folder. So if I click on A1, here are all those messages from my other account. And so it's just a really nice way to go ahead and manage your mailbox. You can manage by using the filter. You can manage by flagging a message. You can manage by adding a category to a message once you've opened it. And you can also go ahead and take it a step further by moving messages to a folder that you created. So go ahead and pause the video, create a folder, flag a few messages, assign a category to them. And if you want to, go ahead and set up that rule that moves all the messages into that folder that you created, and come right back. Welcome back. Well, hopefully you were able to take advantage of some of those managing tools here. Now, there are two things that we did not talk about, and that was tracking messages and also just recalling and resending messages. Now, for the Office Online, these commands, they behave a little differently, and they're not available for all accounts that are on Outlook. And so let's go ahead and take a look here. For example, message tracking, this feature is not available for all accounts. But if you do want to turn on what's called a read receipt, so read receipt, you can pretty much track to see if a message was read by a recipient. You can also get a delivery receipt to let you know that the message was actually delivered. So when you're composing your message, if you click on the more options, you'll get this menu, and you can choose where it says show message options. And once you do that, you'll have the message options window here show up. And that will allow you to be able to request either a read receipt or a delivery receipt. Now, in terms of the message recall, what you can do, we can set up what's called an undo send. So an undo send is a feature where basically after you send a message, you'll see a undo button, and you basically can customize that to delay the message up to 10 seconds. So if you click on your settings menu on your Outlook and navigate to the mail section, and within the mail section, go ahead and navigate to the compose and reply portion, and you'll scroll down to where it says undo send. And right here, it tells you exactly what it does. You can cancel an email message after you've selected send. To cancel, select the undo button that appears at the bottom of your screen. As you can see right here, I do not have it turned on, but if you slide this to the right, you can have that option where it gives you 10 seconds. After you press that send button, you'll have 10 seconds to change your mind and go ahead and cancel that message. So go ahead and conduct a new mail and take a look and see if you have the option for the message options, and go ahead and set up your undo send by clicking on the settings menu and going to the mail and compose and reply, and come right back. We'll finish up our Outlook Essentials tutorial by taking a look at our calendar. So let's go ahead and open up our calendar. We can find our calendar right over here, right underneath our mail. So I'll go ahead and click on calendar here. And once that loads, I have a few options here. So I see my mini view over here of my monthly calendar. And then over here, I have my work week. Okay. So we can customize the view here. So for example, right now, we're currently in the work week. And if I click on this drop down, I can get some different views here. So maybe I want to see the entire week. So if I click here and I can say, show me the entire week. And so now I have Sunday and Saturday included. I can show the month view if I want to. This will show me my entire month. And I'll go back to my work week view here. Very good. So here's our work week. I can go ahead and navigate. So I can go to next week by using the arrows here. I can go to the previous week. I also have a drop down here where I can jump to a previous or next date range. And so I can pull up my calendar here and I can jump to the year, the month, and down to the exact day as well. So maybe I'll go ahead and jump to July, and I'll go to July 3rd. Okay. So July 3rd doesn't show up because that's a Sunday. And so here we are. Here's our work week here as well. We have different calendars over here that we can use. If I were to turn on the United States holiday calendar here, notice how it populates in the Independence Day for me here, which is July 4th. And then if you have some personal entries in here for birthdays, these will show up on here as well. We also have some more options here that you can use here as well for your calendar. But let's go ahead and talk about scheduling a meeting. So I can schedule a meeting one of a few ways. I can go ahead and click on new events over here if I want to. Or I can go ahead and click on one of these slots that's actually on my calendar here. So for example, I can go ahead and click here, this 10 a.m. slot on July 5th. And here is my dialog box. Okay, so this is kind of the condensed dialog box here, just the basics. So I can add a title here if I want to. I can make this all day if I want to, or I can specify the time. Okay, so I have my title, I have my date, I have my time. If I want to put in a location, I can go ahead and do that. If I want to repeat this, I can do that here as well. And I can go ahead and set my reminder. I can go ahead and also add a description. So this is the condensed menu here. If I want more options, I can click here. Let's go ahead and expand this by viewing the event. So I'll go ahead and click here. And this will show me all the options that I have here. So I'll just go ahead and say, I'll just call this a test meeting. And if I want to, I can invite some people here. So just some fictitious characters here. Okay, so I'll use sue@nomail.com. And then I have some optional. So I have some optional attendees here that I can use. Again, we're getting some, all right, we can make this a Skype meeting if we want to. So we're getting some kind of tips and tricks along the way here. So I have some optional attendees that I can go ahead and invite if I want to. So I can say John at john@nomail.com. All right, and so here I'll go ahead and specify the time. We'll make this 1 hour from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I don't want to make it all day. Okay. The time zone, I can go ahead and search for a time zone if my people are in different time zones here as well. If I want this to repeat, maybe I'll make this repeat. Let's take a look at the repeat options here. I want this to repeat monthly. So it's going to repeat, okay. So it's going to repeat on the 5th day of each month, right? Until July 5th of 2023. So I can specify when this kind of ends here. I can remove an end date. So it's kind of, set in place indefinitely here. And again, I have my options here that I can go ahead and change. I'll go ahead and save this. And I'm not going to use a location right now. I'm just going to add a basic description here. And I'll just say test only. And I'll go ahead and I can go ahead and send this out here as well. Okay. We do have some response options here. We can request responses. We can hide the attendee list. I can show myself as busy during this time, away or private. There's some other options here as well. Can categorize these again with these categories. Now we have some more options here. Some more advanced features here as well. So I'll go ahead and send this out. And there you go. So it should have went to those recipients there. And so that's how my calendar is set up here as well. I can also do it by clicking on new event. And notice I get that same window here that I had before as well. So go ahead and schedule a new meeting, invite a few people, take a look at the tools that's available and the options in the dialog box, and come right back. Let's take a look at the print option here for our calendar. So notice the print dialog is over here at the top right next to the share button. And I'll go ahead and click on my print dialog here. And very useful menu. Starts by asking you to select the calendars that you want to print. So currently it's showing my main calendar and the holiday calendars for the United States as well. That's perfectly fine. I'll go ahead and leave that. If I want to view the work week, if I just want to view the day, I can just print out for that particular day. I can go ahead and print out my week if I want to. Okay. Or if I can just go ahead and print out the work week. I can print out the month. This will kind of give you a more condensed view here. I'll stick to my work week here. And then we have some decisions to make in terms of the layout. So we can have a standard. We can have a horizontal layout, which looks like this. Or we can go ahead and use the vertical agenda. Okay, so this is the agenda view. So you have different options here that you can use. I think I like this vertical agenda view pretty well. So I'll go ahead and maybe use this. You can specify the time range to include here as well. So let's see if I change this to 11 a.m. Okay, notice it removes that meeting that I had here. So I'll go ahead and put this back to 8 a.m. Make sure everything is included. And I can show the mini month if I want to. And I can go ahead and print a detailed agenda as well if I want. So this just gives a lot more options here in terms of what we want to print. And I think I like this. Some more shows me the attendees here. So I'll go ahead and I'll click on print. So just like with our Excel printing, we have our browser-based window here that we can use to print. At this point, I can go ahead and save it as a PDF, and I'll leave all these options here, pretty much standard. And so go ahead and add a few calendar entries on your calendar, and go ahead and use the print command and take a look at the various features. Choose one of the features that you like best maybe print a few of them, but it's best just to take a look at the different options there and make sure that you can print each one and come right back. Continuing to talk about collaboration and communication with Outlook and Teams. Microsoft Teams allows certain features such as calling, video calling, screen sharing, and collaboration among teams and channels. Here are some of the topics that we'll be covering. We'll start by talking about what the purpose of Teams. We'll navigate Teams using some pretty useful shortcuts. We'll jump right in and start posting in the chat area. And then we'll go ahead and transition to creating a team, creating a channel, and we'll be creating posts along the way. And we'll finish off by scheduling a meeting and taking a look at some useful settings. Now, to understand Microsoft Teams, consider a typical workday, whether you're working from home or whether you're working actually in the office. There's a few things that we need to use, or a few applications that we typically use in order to get our work done. We may open up Microsoft Outlook so that we can take a look at our messages to follow up on a project. Maybe we'll also search our messages for some attachments or some files that we're collaborating on. We may actually pick up our phone as well, so that we can actually call one of our colleagues. We may open OneDrive so we can find that file that we've been working on. Or we might actually pick up our cell phone and use one of the messaging apps that's available so that we can contact one of our colleagues or multiple colleagues here as well. So as you can see on a typical workday, we can use at least 4 different applications, and that's fine, but there has to be a better way where we can just really work in one space as opposed to working in several spaces. Now, Microsoft Teams is really designed to be a one-stop shop, so we can get all of these tasks done in one app. So for example, instead of opening Outlook so that we can message our team members, we can message our team members right inside of the Teams app. And you'll see when we create a team and a channel, we can get all these things done right inside of that channel. Our file that we're collaborating on can live right inside of that channel. We simply just go to the channel, click on the file. We can quickly collaborate. We can send messages within the channel as well. We can make a quick phone call right within the channel. No need to use another device or another application. And we can go ahead and send messages as well. So as we go through the Teams tutorial today, we'll take a look and see how we can be more efficient with our work by creating the teams and using best practices and creating channels and taking a look at the different ways that we can collaborate. So head back over to office.com, go ahead and launch Microsoft Teams, and I'll meet you there. I just launched my Microsoft Teams, and this is online. And one of the things that you'll notice is that the online client looks very similar to the desktop application here. Well, let's go ahead and kind of point out some of the different areas here. Once again, here's our app launcher, so we can access all our other apps from here, such as Excel, PowerPoint, Word, and Outlook as well. So here's our navigation pane over here on the left. And depending on how your organization has this set up, you may or may not have all of these features, but you should have at least the chat, Teams, activity, and the calendar. So we'll go ahead and focus on those for today. And we have our search box right here as well. This search box will double as a command box. We'll see that we'll have some commands that we can run in here. Over here on the left, we have our profile area. And notice we have a small little menu or settings menu right here as well. So if I go ahead, I'll actually start over here on the right, because one of the things that you want to do, if you're interested in using the mobile app, if you click on the settings menu right here, next to your profile, you can go ahead and download the desktop app from here, or you can go ahead and download the mobile app. Very good. Now, as you can see, we have a few different areas over here. So we have our chat, we have our teams, we have our activity, we have our calendar. Now, yours may be in a different arrangement. That's perfectly fine. Typically, the activity will be first, followed by the chat, and then by the teams, and then by the calendar. But we can still get things done here as well. Now, right now, I am on the chat. So here's the chat right here. And what I can do in the chat is I can go ahead and start a new chat by clicking here on the new chat button. I can filter my chats if I want to by clicking on the filter button here as well. And also have a drop down here that I can use for my chat, which we'll take a look at. Another thing to note, within our chat, we have really our posting area. So we can post here. And if there's any files that we've added, they would actually show up here. So if we add any files, if we attach any files in our chat box down here or our posting box down here, they will actually show up on this file tab. So, but before we start chatting, let's go ahead and take a look at some useful shortcuts. I'm going to go ahead and click on my settings menu here again, settings and more. And what you'll notice is that we have access to keyboard shortcuts. And here they are. So we have several groups here. We have general keyboard shortcuts. We have navigation. We have some that apply to messaging. And we have some that apply to meetings, calls, and calendar items as well. So there's a lot here. Notice if you want to show the keyboard shortcuts, this menu that we're showing here, you would press Control plus the period, and that will pull up this menu for you. Really nice. Not all of Microsoft applications has a list of shortcuts in this manner. And you can see Microsoft is really putting a lot of work into Microsoft Teams. Let's focus on some navigational shortcuts here. For example, to go ahead and open up our chat, we would go ahead and use Control-Shift-1. To go ahead and open up Teams, we'll go ahead and press Control-Shift-2. We can go ahead and open up our activity, Control-Shift-3, and the calendar, Control-Shift-4. Now notice we do have some positioning here. So currently, if you take a look at my chat is the first item on the list here. Okay, so my chat is in the first position, and so the keyboard shortcut is Control-Shift-1. My Teams is in position 2, and so that's Control-Shift-2, and my activity is in 3, and then finally my calendar is over here in 4. So if you want to, if you're a fan of shortcuts, you can just use these shortcuts to access your chat, your Teams, your activity, and your calendar as well. If you want to compose a message, you can press Alt-Shift-C, and that will go to the compose box here as well. So we do have some other options down here for meetings, calls, and calendar. So go ahead and launch your Microsoft Teams. Go ahead and take a look at some of these shortcuts. Kind of identify which ones are your favorite and go ahead and get used to using them, especially the ones for the navigation. At least use those first 4 here to open your chat, activity, Teams, and calendar, and come right back. So let's go ahead and start chatting here. Currently I am on the chat tab here. And so as you can see, I can go ahead and chat. So I do have my message box down here that I can use. But what I want to do first, I want to go ahead and actually start a chat. So I'll click here. I want to start a new chat. And then that will allow me to choose the people that I want to chat with. So I'll use the @mention here to find someone. Chat with Grady here. And I'll just say, hey Grady, let's meet to upcoming project. So this is very basic, but I want some more tools in here. I want to be able to use some formatting tools. So right here, I'll click on the format right here, a little A with the pen. I'll go ahead and click on here. And that will give me some more options here. So now I can use bold, italicize, underline, okay, some of the ones that we're used to here. I can also insert a bulleted list if I want to, a numbered list. I can insert some links if I want to, and I can insert various tables as well. If I don't want to continue this, I can go ahead and discard this message. So I can do that. So maybe I'll go ahead and for project, I'll go ahead and click on bold here. Another thing that I can do with this chat is if I click on the exclamation mark here, I can change the type of delivery here. So I'll go ahead and click on here, and I can set the delivery options. So right now the default is standard. If I want to make this important, the message will be marked as important. So we have this kind of important designation here in the header. I can also go ahead and give it the urgent. So if I use the urgent designation, the recipient will be notified every 2 minutes for the next 20 minutes. So we want to be careful not to abuse this here. So it kind of reminds us here that we're going to be using the urgent. I'm going to go ahead and insert or attach a file. I can attach a file from OneDrive if I want to, or I can go ahead and upload one from my computer. I'll upload one from my computer here. And let's see, maybe I'll just insert this macros Excel sheet. I'll go ahead and click OK. And this is good because if I already uploaded this file earlier, so it says, hey, this file already exists, so I can upload a copy of it, or I can replace it. Okay, so in this case, I'll upload a copy. It's loading there for me. And here I can just go ahead and click send. So here's the message, gives us the option right here. It drops right into that chat between Grady and myself. If I want to at this point, I can go ahead and invite another person to this chat. It will change the name of our group here. It will show the 2 people that are a part of this chat here as well. So once we have a message or a post, if we just kind of mouse over it, we can like it in the same way that you will use the app on your mobile device here. There's more options here. Some of the things that we can do. We can pin the message. Okay, so that will pin the message right to the top of the chat for us. We can save the message if we want to. Okay, we can mark it as unread. And we have some more options down here that we can use. So a lot of the same features are available as your local messaging client on your mobile device here as well. I can actually go ahead and click on this file, or let's click on the files area. Now that we attach that file, notice how it shows up right here, and I can go ahead and open this file. So I can click on this file. This will open up right into this window for us here. And here we can see we have our full Excel ribbon tab here that we can take advantage of. And the great thing is now, because this is a part of that chat, Grady can come right in here and we can collaborate on this file together as well. You do have the option to open it in the desktop app if you do not want it to open here in Microsoft Teams. Simply click on Open in Desktop app. I'm going to go ahead and close this and go back to the chat. And I'll go back to the chat tab here. Okay. So go ahead and compose a message. Make sure you're on the chat tab. Go ahead and click on Start a New Chat. Or you can press Alt+N to start a new chat. Enter your recipient. You can enter one or more, maybe just personal or a group. And go ahead and turn on the format options here and make use of as many of the formatting options as you can. And attach a file as well. Open that file and play around and come right back. Welcome back. Well, let's take a look at some of the other options that we have here in the chat. So if you take a look on the top right, we can see that we can quickly make a video call, or we can make a phone call. We can also go ahead and take advantage of adding another person or other persons to this actual chat. So I'll just go ahead and add another person to this chat here. We go down to where Grady is. Actually, I'll do it from here. And I'll add another person here. I'll use my @mention to add someone. And this time, maybe I'll go ahead and add Johanna. Okay, so notice now it creates a third chat for us, or a second chat rather. So now it's between Joanna and Learnit Training. And then over here, I have my chat with Grady as well. So we can do that. And I'll just start the conversation by saying hello. There we go. So both of those accounts will receive that post message. I'm going to go ahead and give Grady a call. I'm going to click on the phone icon here and give Grady a quick call. It will go to voicemail. We'll just quickly take a look at the menu options once we open up the audio call. Okay, so it's going to his voicemail. I can turn my camera on here and make this a video call. I can mute my microphone if I want to. I can actually open up the share tray right here, where I can actually share my screen. I can open up the conversation view here. This shows the existing conversation between Grady and myself. I can show the participants by clicking right here. Two of us are on this call, myself and Grady's voicemail, that is. I can invite another person right here if I want to. So maybe if I type the ad, I can go ahead and invite another person right from here if I want to. So it's going to make that phone call there as well. As you can see, it's trying to contact that person. But it's okay. And we have the menu here, and this menu will show up together as well when we make a video call. All right, so I can show my device settings right here. I can choose my camera. Okay, so if I want to choose my camera here, I can. My speakers, okay, my microphone, I can choose all of these here. So I'll go ahead and close this right pane now that I've established my audio and video devices. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close this panel, and I'll convert this into a video call. So once that's turned on, if you notice down here on the right, here's a preview, right, of my video. What I can do is I can go ahead and establish a background. So if I click on this menu, I can go ahead and turn on the background effects. And I have some backgrounds here that I can choose from. Okay, if I kind of scroll through the list here, some ones here that are built in. I can blur my background if I want to. And the new feature is I can go ahead and preview it right here in this small window. No one else can see as I'm previewing my video, my background feature. So here are some popular ones, kind of a home office here. So if I click here, I can preview that as well. And when I'm ready, everything looks good, I can go ahead and apply it and turn on my video. So if I click apply, here I'm showing down here as well. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what else is on this menu. Okay, so we took a look at device settings. Here's the gallery. We can show what's called together mode. And we need a few more people in here for that actually. Kind of shows everyone sitting in a chair. And we have different options that we can use here as well. But I'll keep it simple. I'll put that back to the regular gallery here. And what I want to do now that we're in this meeting, I'm going to go ahead and open the share tray. And even though we're using the web client, right, we can still go ahead and share a desktop or a window. We can even go ahead and share the new whiteboard as well. But I want to go ahead and share a window. So I'll click here and let's see. Maybe I'll show this the slide deck here. Okay, and so it shows my slide deck here. If I want to go ahead and I can present this if I want to. And this will actually show up as a shared screen. As you can see right here, it tells me that I'm sharing this resource. So I can go ahead and stop sharing here. As soon as it loads, I'll go ahead and stop sharing this. So here we go. Here's my slide deck. I can kind of go through it here as well. And I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing that. I'll close out the presentation. So I stopped sharing. So this brings me back to my meeting here. At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and end the meeting. So I'll go ahead and click on the hang up button, and this will leave the call for everyone as well. So very good. So right within the app, we can go ahead and make a quick phone call. We can start with a video call. We can go ahead and add other people to our chat as well. So go ahead and do a quick video call, do an audio call, add a second and third person to your chat, and come right back. Let's take a look at the Teams feature of Teams. We'll go ahead and create a team. Now, inside of the team is where most of the collaboration takes place. I'm going to go ahead and click on my Teams here. So I'll click Teams, or I can use the shortcut. I'll click on it this time. And what I want to do here is on the bottom, I want to go ahead and click on where it says create or join or create a team. So I'll go ahead and do that here. And so we get to this area here. What I want to do is join or create a team. So I'll go ahead and create a team. Now I have some options here depending on your organization. Some of these templates may or may not be available to you. We have several templates down here that we can use, such as using an existing team template to manage a store, for crisis communication, organizing a help desk, so forth and so on. I want to go ahead and create a team from scratch. You could create from an existing team. In this case, you can bring over some of the elements that are already installed or available from that team. We want to go ahead and create one from scratch. I'll go ahead and click on here, and what we'll notice is that we'll get a lot of help along the way. So I have a few options here. I can either create a private team or I can create a public team. Now, if I create a public team, anyone inside of my organization can join. Or I can go ahead and create a private team where people will need permission. So I'll go ahead and create a private team. I can just give this team a name. I'll go ahead and call this training. Scheduling for training. And I'll go ahead and create this. So it's creating the team. And again, we're going to have some help along the way as well. So the next step is to add people to the training. So I'm just going to add a few people here. So let's see, maybe I'll add Patty. And then I'll add, just going to add a few people here. So I just entered a few email addresses here. I'm going to go ahead and add them. And once they're added, I'm just going to go ahead and click on close. From here, I can actually establish who I want to be an owner or a member. So maybe I'll establish Patty as a co-owner. It's always a good idea to have a co-owner just in case you're not available. Someone can still manage the team. I'll go ahead and click close. And here's our team. So we can do a few things here. We can go ahead and we can add more people. We can create more channels. We can go ahead and open up the FAQ. So here's our training. And notice it comes with this general channel. So this is a channel. The training is our team. We have a general channel. And typically in the channel is where the collaboration takes place. Okay, in the training, don't really see much conversation here. So if I go to the general channel here, here's where I can start the conversation. But let's take a look at some of the settings here under the training. So I can either right click on training to get this menu, or I can click on the small more options icon here. So let's go ahead and take a look at managing the team. Clicking on the managing the team, I do have some options up here that I can interact with. I can check my members. I can go ahead and establish some settings here as well. And more important ones here, we can take a look at all of our members. We can see who are members, who are guests, and who our owners are here. If we have any pending requests, that will show up here. We can search for channels within here. We only have one, this general channel here. And I want to go ahead and click on settings, because one of the things that we can do is we can go ahead and establish the member permissions. So these are things that you need to think about if you're creating a team. If you're a team owner, you have to go through these options and decide what you want your members to be able to do. For example, do you want your members to be able to create and update channels, private channels, to delete channels, add or remove apps, custom apps, remove tabs. The tabs we'll see appears at the top where you can add resources. Okay, so all of these are decisions that you would need to make, whether they can delete their messages or edit their messages here as well. And then if you have any guests that's outside of your organization, you can toggle whether you want to allow them to delete channels or create and update channels as well. You can generate a team code so that you can share it directly. Just make a note that people outside of your organization will not be able to join with this code as well. And so those are the basics of creating a team. If I go to the channel now, I can see that I have, if I go back to the team here, I can see that I have some tabs up here at the top. So I have posts, I have files, I have this wiki that we can kind of create along the way. And then we can go ahead and add some more resources here. So if I click on add a tab, it will show me a list of options here. Now, depending on your organization, you may or may not have all of these apps. And I have not used all of these. Some of these are third-party apps. Some of these are Microsoft apps, right? Such as OneNote, Stream, the Whiteboard. We can even add a website as well. But we'll take a look at these when we create our channel, right? So this is our team. Our team is created. We have our members. We established our permissions. And now we just need to go ahead and set up our channels. So go ahead and create a team. Use the self-guided module to create your team and add a few people, establish your settings, and come right back. Now that we have our team created, we have this general channel. Let's go ahead and create another channel. So again, I can right click here on my team, and I have an option here. We looked at managing the team. We can go ahead and add a channel. So that's what I want to do. And we get a nice little dialog box here for the channel. So I'll call this, let's see, training schedule. Okay. And I can put a description in here if I want to. I'll kind of leave it blank. If I want to notify everyone on the team that a new channel was created, I can go ahead and check this box here. Now, the other decision we have to make here is whether we want this to be a standard channel or a private channel. Now, this is the way that it works. Every person all of the members that I invited or added to this team will be automatically added as a member of this channel if it's standard. However, if I create a private channel, I'm going to have to invite individual members of this team, not from my organization, but from this team, to be a part of this private channel here. And if we click on the little information icon, so the standard accessible to everyone on the team. If it's a private channel, it's only accessible to specific people within the team, right? So why a private channel? Well, maybe you're working within a group, but you have some very sensitive data that you just want to work on, maybe just 2 or 3 of you. You can go ahead and create a private channel for that. No one else will be able to access that channel other than the people that you specify from your team. This is also good if you have guests on your team that are outside of your company. You can use the private channel to isolate them from your private channel as well. I'll make this a standard channel, and I'll go ahead and add this here. Here's my standard channel for the training schedule. Let's take a look at the options here. So here we can go ahead and kind of customize our channel notifications. Okay, so how are we receiving notifications? Are we getting a pop-up? Are we getting something showing up in our feed? We can go right here and we can customize it. So we can, if we just want to see everything, we can see all the activity, posts, replies, and mentions. We can go ahead and turn everything off except for direct replies and personal mentions. So you can make a decision there. Another thing that we can do, we can go ahead and pin this channel if we want to. We can hide the channel, or we'll just collapse it, or we just need to go ahead and make sure that we bring it back. But let's take a look at managing the channel here. And as you can see, we don't have as many settings as we do for the actual team. But here, we just have a few here. Channel moderation. Okay, we can turn that off or on. And we can say who can start a new post. Everyone can start, or everyone except guests as well. There is an analytics tab here, just kind of shows you how many users and the type of activity that's happening within this channel. If we click back on this menu, we can get an email address for this channel as well. So messages sent to that inbox, it's going to go ahead and update in this channel here as well. We can get a link to the channel, so we can go ahead and share it. And if we edit the channel, notice that we cannot change the type of channel. This is a standard channel. We can only change the name of the channel and the description, but we cannot convert this from a standard channel to a private channel. So at this point, what we want to do, we just want to go ahead and go back to the main area here. And we'll take a look at the post. We'll start a new conversation here. And maybe I'll make this an announcement. Okay. And maybe I'll just say welcome. Okay. And let's see, maybe I'll mention somebody here that's a part of the channel. Maybe I'll say, Megan, you are in charge. Something like that. Now I can also post to multiple channels if I want to. So if I have several channels that I want to send this announcement or a message to, I can post in multiple by simply just selecting the different channels here. So maybe I want to post also in the general. I'll go ahead and update this. Notice we can post from different channels from different teams here as well. Okay, so now I'm going to send this message to my training schedule and my general. Go ahead and send this out here. And as you can see, it shows up under my general channel and my training schedule channel here as well. We can attach files in the conversation as well. So if I attach a file, what's going to happen is it's going to show up here in my file section. So let's go ahead and take a look at that really quickly. So here's my file section. I can do a few things. I can upload a file or a folder. I can go ahead and establish a new file. I'll go ahead and do that here. I want to create an Excel file called scheduling so that we can all collaborate on this. The great thing about adding this file, I don't have to worry about sharing it with everyone and establishing permissions. Everyone that's a part of this channel will automatically have access to this file. And we can all come in this file and work together. And we'll see everyone's avatar show up here as they kind of come into this file here. And so I'll just put a few dates in here, maybe a course. Okay. And maybe I'll put May 1st. Maybe we'll do this every 8 days or so. And then May 8th. And then I'll kind of fill this down just like that. All right, so we can drop in some courses in here, maybe Excel again, and this will be Word. And so, we can come in here and just kind of fill this out. This will be our main document. If we want to add notes, we can add it here. or resources. Right. So very good. So I'll go ahead and close this now. And this is great. Everybody can come in here. Everyone will have access for this here as well. If I want to add another tab here, go ahead and add a tab. Maybe I want to add a website that we're all collaborating on. I'll go ahead and click on website. And maybe I'll just link to Learnit's website here. So I'll type in the URL. And let's see. So here's the website right inside of our Microsoft Teams window here. So if I want to search for a class, maybe I'll search for the Excel class here. Okay. And so here are our courses. We can take a look and we can see as well. So very nice. A lot of different things that we can do here by uploading files, resources, as well. I'll go back to the post area. And one of the things that we can do is we can schedule a meeting right now. So if I click meet now, all of my members that's a part of this channel, they'll see a notification that a meeting has started. But I want to go ahead and schedule a meeting. Okay, so I can schedule a meeting right here. Right. And so here's my dialog box. But I'm going to pause right here. Go ahead and create that channel. All right, upload a file, add an app to the tab, and come right back and we'll go ahead and talk about scheduling a meeting. Welcome back. Well, let's talk about scheduling a meeting. Currently, I am inside of my training schedule channel here. If you take a look to the top right, I can click on this drop down and I can go ahead and schedule a meeting. I can also schedule a meeting by simply going to my calendar and finding an open time slot on there and simply clicking on one of these open time slots, and I can go ahead and schedule a meeting as well. So we'll do one from the channel first, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at the calendar to see how we can schedule a meeting as well. I'll go back to my channel here. I'm going to go ahead and click on this drop down so I can schedule a meeting. And when you're scheduling a meeting from the channel, the main difference is that here in the channel section, it actually populates your channel for you. So as you can see, here is our training schedule channel. So everyone that's a part of this channel will be invited to this meeting here. So I'll go ahead and schedule this. I'll just call this, let's say, weekly meeting. And then if I want to add some required attendees from here, I could. So let's see. So maybe I'll add Patty and Megan. Okay. And one of the cool things about scheduling a meeting, if you take a look at the scheduling assistant, it'll pretty much give you a glimpse into the schedules of your participants or your expected attendees here, and we can see if there's any conflicts. We'll also get some suggestions in terms of the best time to meet based on everyone's availability here as well. But I'll go back here to the details. I'll continue filling this out. If I want to add a location, I can, and then I simply just need to go ahead and add some details here. So I'll just say let's catch up on projects. At this point, we're pretty much good to go. I can add some optional attendees if I want to. I just need to go ahead and specify the date. So maybe I'll put a second here, and we'll do a 30-minute meeting earlier in the day, maybe 2 to 2:30. I can go ahead and make this a recurring meeting if I want to. So maybe I will go ahead and do this. Okay, so it's going to repeat on every Monday. And I'll go ahead and click on save. And I'll go ahead and send this meeting out. And now we see it shows up here in our channel because this is a scheduled meeting. And from here, we have more options. We can click on the settings or the meeting options button here. And that will allow us to go back or more options. we can view the meeting details. And from here, we can see now that the meeting is scheduled, we'll have more options here, such as specifying the meeting options and things of that nature here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. I'll go to the calendar this time. And this is not related to my channel or my team. I just want to go ahead and schedule a meeting. So as you can see, here's that meeting that's already scheduled. And maybe I'll put something over here. Okay. So notice this one does not have the channel in here. If I wanted to invite a channel, I can drop in one of these channels from these teams here. And I can go ahead and do that. But for this one, I just want to invite a few people here. And I'll just call this Fun Friday. Okay, a little team gathering here. So I'll invite a few people. You don't have to use the @mention. I just like using it so I can pull up everyone here from my library list. So just a few people, and I'll just say, fun team activity. And so we'll make this kind of the rest of the day here. So from 3:30 to 5 p.m., we'll go ahead and just have a good time. And I can add some optional attendees here if I want to. But from here, again, I can check the scheduling assistant, make sure everyone is available. I'll go back to the details, and I'm just going to go ahead and send this out. Now, once I send this, this will synchronize with my Outlook calendar as well. And also, if I were to create a meeting on my Outlook calendar, it will show up here in my Teams application as well. I'll go ahead and send that out. And there you go. All right, very good. So go ahead and create or schedule 2 meetings. One from your channel. Pick one of the channels that you've created and go ahead and schedule a meeting from your general calendar as well. Invite a few people and come right back. Welcome back. Let's wrap up our Teams training here by just taking a look at our settings. So right next to your profile area, click on the settings button. So notice from here, you can download the desktop app or you can download the mobile app here as well. I'll go ahead and click on settings. And we want to go to notifications. Now, these are individual settings that you will configure on your own, just kind of based on how you want to be notified. For example, for new messages, reactions, mentions, replies. And as you can see here, if you have any missed activity, you have, it looks like the default is once every hour for you to be notified here. In terms of appearance and sound, you can either choose to show the message preview. You can play a sound for incoming calls and notifications, or you can turn those off. And for teams and channels, we can get desktop and activity notifications for new messages. So you have kind of 3 standard templates here. We have the all activity. You want to be notified for everything. Mentions and replies. And then we have some custom settings over here. So if I click on my custom here, so we can make decisions here on what we want. So for example, here's for all teams and channels. Okay, so desktop notifications will show in the bottom right of your screen. So that's the banner and the feed. The banner shows up in the bottom right of your screen. And then we also have them in your feed as well. So you can make a decision, either the banner in the feed or only show in the feed as well. Okay. And then we have some kind of individual notification settings that we can have here. And again, these are the same type of notifications that you will kind of set up on your mobile app if you use another messaging app as well. And if you just click in here, you'll have options. Again, the banner in the feed for your chat. We have mentions, messages, likes, and reactions as well. And so I would challenge you to just come in here and go ahead and get things set up here the way that you want them to be. Sometimes maybe you want to receive everything. That's perfectly fine. You can just toggle all activity, or you can go ahead and customize your notification experience. Another useful notification setting is when you're in a meeting or on a call. So I might want to go in here and choose one of these options. I don't want to be disturbed if I'm in a meeting or a call. So I can just go ahead and select mute there as well. So go ahead and click on your settings menu there and go ahead and establish your notification settings. And we'll come right back and we'll wrap up on our grand tutorial for today. Well, congratulations on completing our Office 365 Essentials course. We were able to take a look at some of the most popular apps in Office 365. Hopefully you enjoy the online experience. It's a great benefit to be able to access your Office applications from any browser as well. So congratulations on completing our course, and I look forward to seeing you in a future tutorial.